K9PTF K9PTF K5CMO
Hello, test.
Yeah, you're doing fine there. KE0AYJ monitoring.
Oh, good, thank you. I just changed the mic on my Thumb DV laptop setup and glad to know it's working. WA6 Papa X-ray standing by.
Okay, well, I forward here. Okay, let's see. AD3AA.
KC1 HOX on the 014C.
KC1 HOX AD3AA. Lee from Pittsburgh.
Hello from Pittsburgh. Yeah, just standing by for the after show net.
Oh, yeah. Looked your call sign up, and you're a new ham, right? You just got your license in June? Over.
Affirmative. 2 months ago, I got my tech in general.
Oh, you got your tech and your general all at once. Well, that's a good deal. Well, congratulations. It's a great hobby. Do you watch the Ham Nation show?
Yeah, I've been watching Ham Nation now for like 6 months, so they kind of got me re-excited about the hobby, and they're one of the reasons I'm now a ham.
Okay, well, 83AA standing by for the next.
KC1HOX. KC1HOX.
This is Kilo Echo Zero Alpha Yankee Juliet. We'll be starting the D-Star here on 14 Charlie for the Ham Nation show. Stand by for a little bit, and we're going to start here in about 10 minutes and taking a short roll call and make a roundabout and see what happens. KG5EIU testing.
KG5EIU.
They're working, Kilo Yankee 4. Tango Romeo Kilo. No problem, clear.
KC1HOX.
QRZ is the reflector in use. Very no replies. This is Kilo Echo Zero, Alpha Yankee Juliet. My name is Andy. I'm located in central Indiana. I'll be your host for the short time for the D-Star after, or the Ham Nation D-Star after show net here on 14 Charlie. Before we get started, I'll ask if there's any emergency traffic or people that need to get messages out right now, please give a call to KE0AYJ. Alright, hearing none, we'll go ahead and continue on. Stations wishing to contact us and get put into the wiki, I'll get this list forwarded up so they can get you entered for the D-Star after show net here on 14 Charlie. Go ahead and key up, give me your call and your name. Kilo Echo Zero, Alpha Yankee Juliet.
I'm in Connecticut.
KC.
KB0ZSG, Kingwood, Texas.
AG3AA, Lee. Kilo Yankee 4, Tango Romeo Kilo, KY4, TRK, James. Diesel trucker out here in Greenville, Illinois. Okay, the first call I got in it was HOX. Can you come back with your call and name one more time, please? The Hotel Oscar X-Ray.
Kilo Charlie 1, Hotel Oscar X-Ray, Glenn, Connecticut.
Okay, Glenn, very good. Sorry for the mix-up here on 14 Charlie. It seems like we were having a little bit of problem getting a hold of net control. Don't know exactly where he's at right now. Might be the weather or whatever, but I was asked to step in and run it for a little bit so I can get everybody into the wiki there. Did you watch tonight's show, and what do you think of that Prime Board project, and what do you think of the show overall?
Yeah, I'm watching the show now, and I think that Pine Board I'm a new ham, only 2 months old. So that Pine Board project looks a little over my head, but give me a year or so and I'll probably make one. It looks like great fun.
I see you've been a ham 2 months, you said, and you did tech in general at the same time. That's what I overheard. I was wondering if you just say you can't do it or you don't want to try it at this time, because believe me, it's a real easy project to get it done. I've got mine about 90% complete. I just haven't got it done yet. But you can do it. Just put your mind to it, get the parts, and get it done. It'll work really good, Ken.
Yeah, well, I'm working on, projects as I go along here, and I'm building up my soldering skills, and, my understanding of everything is, so I'm not going to try it right now, but, it won't be too long, and, I'll give it a good try. It looks like a lot of fun.
Okay, very good then. We'll move right along then, and I think you can accomplish it. Just let us know, check in again, and keep a watch on that project. The project itself is listed at Heil Sound. Just click on the amateur radio portion of that. Go in there, and everything is in PDF format, so you can download it, print it out, order the parts, and check them off as they come in and everything. There's nice drawings there and everything. I mean, it looks very professionally done. Well, Bob does everything professional. Needless to say that, but that's the way we go with it. Okay, we'll say 73, and have a good evening to you. And we'll be clear with you on your final, and we'll go on to the next one. Okay, guess ending there anymore. All right, the call was Zebra Sam Golf ending for the prefix there, or suffix. Call again one more time, please. All right, another nerve from Alpha Delta 3, Alpha Alpha. I believe you're in Pennsylvania there. It's Kilo Echo Zero, Alpha Yankee Juliet. Go ahead, sir.
Kilo Echo Zero, Alpha Juliet, AD3AA. Yeah, I heard Miss Connie in there on for the international net. She's a net control for them, and I didn't watch the show tonight. I like to watch it all taped and edited and everything on Saturdays usually. Well, I'm back in Pittsburgh again, and I'm using a 51A into a DVAP into a personal computer, and I'm a great fan of Ham Nation. I watched it for years, and really interesting stuff there. I like Smoking Solder, my favorite. That's about it. I guess I have to renew my license pretty soon. January of 18, I think, is the cutoff point there. Back to you.
Okay, very good. Yeah, renewal should be automatic. I think you will get a reminder in the mail from them that it's going to expire, and the ARRL also sends it out, letting you know. You get an email on that if you have an email account and everything. Fine Board Project is something that some people want to tackle, and it's not really, if you've been around for a while, it's not bad. I've got over 20 years of electronics experience in communications in the military, and so I know it pretty well. And KC1HOX did, I did Tech in General at the same time, and passed it. And the regs are the ones that got me. I had almost messed me up, but I squeezed through and got that, and I've been sitting here thinking about going for that next one up and getting that out of the way. But it worked out for us. So if that's for you, we'll say 73, and have a good evening, sir. We'll talk at you next time around, and join us on Ham Nation again next week. We'll be clear on that one. Kilo Yankee 4, Romeo Kilo. You're next, or go right ahead.
Good evening, Kilo Yankee 4, Tango Romeo Kilo, James. Well, the whole deal. I tried to watch the Ham Nation tonight, but been fighting with internet. I'm in a bad area as far as cell phone internet and Wi-Fi, and I'm able to get this to work. Running on DVAP into the laptop here in the truck, passing off the truck stop internet, and seems to be holding for a moment, so I just wanted to say good evening, pop in, and I'll catch the Ham Nation on download tomorrow when I get in a better area, St. Louis, Missouri, get it downloaded and somewhere find a spot to do that. But good evening, everybody, and I'm kind of looking forward to the solar eclipse if I get to see that. Other than that, I know that's coming up soon too. Well, back to you, and have a good evening, and 73 from Kilo Yankee 4, Tango Romeo Kilo, tape.
Hi, James. Very good. Sounds good there. Yeah, we'll enjoy it, the program and everything like that. And I've been watching that Pine Board project like diligently, getting the parts together and everything. I'm a little bit ahead of the curve right now, and I guess I shouldn't get that far ahead because Bob always comes up with some mystery thing or some new thing. That, oh, I'm going to add this, I'm going to add that. And then here I am taking it back apart again and adding this, adding that. So I think I'm just going to stay along and follow him and on the book and everything like that. We'll say 73 to you, sir. Have a good evening and a pleasant tomorrow. There's a storm kicking up here, so I might be in and out. Don't know. This is Kilo Echo Zero, Alpha Yankee Juliet, with the Ham Nation D-Star after show net here on Reflector 14 Charlie. We'll take the next group of 5, and we'll see where we go from there. Stations want to participate, go ahead and give me a call.
Kilo Charlie 9, Mike, Echo Charlie, James, South Bend, Indiana.
Kilo 5.
Sierra Alpha, Mike, Lawton, Oklahoma. You didn't hear anybody else come in there. Kilo Charlie 9, Mike Echo Charlie, the 14 Charlie Reflector is yours, so go ahead.
Yeah, this is my second check-in on D-Star. Finally got the radio tuned in. Watching the final little bit of Ham Nation right now. Other than that, don't have anything else to add to the net. Back to you.
Okay, didn't know if you were keeping up with the Find a Word project or if you're it's a hobby just that interests you for the talk on the radio or whatnot. You know, I get in, I do a little bit of dabbling in everything. D-Star and EMA Radio P25 DMR, HF D-Star, which is what I'm playing with now, and a lot of good stuff like that. And then Bob's got me tied up on this AM kick. So we're working with that a little bit, but we're enjoying it. And you can enjoy us next week, same time, same place. And we'll be on Ham Nation again and follow along with that Pine Board project thing. We'll say 73 to you. Have a good evening and pleasant tomorrow. We'll move on to King 5, Charlie Mike Oscar. Your 14 Charlie is yours, sir.
Well, good evening, Andy, and everybody else on the Ham Nation after show. This is Brad from Plano, Texas. I did watch a little bit of the show tonight. I caught it a little late, but I'm enjoying watching the Pine Board in the past, and I'm just not too active right now. I'm getting over some surgery on my left foot, so I'm having to keep it elevated and stay put. So can't really get it out or get around too much. So anyway, having a good time watching the show, and I'll replay it tomorrow and watch the show. So 7-3 to all, and back to you, Andy. K5CMO, Plano, Texas.
K5CMO in Plano, Texas. Yeah, I've been down there. Been in the military in Fort Bliss over by El Paso, and of course Fort Hood down by Killeen stuff. And from both of those places got moved up to Alaska. So it was something different altogether. And I retired up in Alaska and then moved to Colorado and did 20 years with the one of the sheriff's departments there. Got out of that and retired, and now I just travel around. I do have a home over in Kauai, you know, so I'm here in Indiana for the time being, and then when winter comes, I might get over there to Kauai to the house over there and take it easy over there and see what it gives. 73 to you. We'll talk to you later. J5CMO, KE0AYJ. We'll move along to Whiskey Delta 5, Uniform Sam America. You there?
Oh, yes, sir. Sure am. Mike in Lawton, Oklahoma, just outside the gates of Fort Sill. Kind of triangle there in a roundabout way between, I guess, Fort Bliss and Fort Hood. Small world. Stationed at Schofield on Oahu for a couple of years, so familiar with Hawaii, and deployed to the Big Island, to the Hakaloa training area more times than I can count. So, did watch the show tonight. Great show as always, and glad they're doing it. And I hope they continue and don't have any major problems with it. So we'll see how it all works out. I know we're talking about the net truth, neutrality, and all that stuff. Anyway, it'll all work out in the end for sure. Pine Board Project. Sure got a lot of people involved in the hobby building again. Good for them. WD5 USA, back to net.
Oh, yeah, Mike, it was a very good project going on still. Like I was mentioning earlier, I got ahead of the ball game, and I started adding stuff and putting stuff together, and now he's got me taking stuff off because he's changed a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I see us mentioning something about getting something bigger in there so we can drive a 6146, and then that'll drive a pair of 3500Zs, and it's going to be the never-ending project, I think. Pretty soon he'll have us putting in hardline with a 10 kW AM transmitter and having our own shortwave thing or something going on. I don't know, Bob's pretty good at what he does, and he just goes and goes, and he teaches and teaches, and we learn and learn. And that's the name of the game here with ham radio. So, Mike, take care, unless you got further on, and we'll take some more calls, but we'll go back to you first and see if you've got anything to finish up. So, WD5 USA, KE0AYJ.
Nope, that's about all I had. So we've got some special events coming up with the local radio club, and I'll get the details on that, and I'll put them out on here because when we do those, I always do D-Star. WD5 USA.
All right. Moving right along. This is Reflector 14 Charlie. My name is Andy, Kilo Echo Zero Alpha Yankee Juliet. We're with the Ham Nation D-Star After Show Net here on Reflector 14 Charlie. Any other stations wanted to join in and get listed on the wiki? Give me a call here. We'll get you in there.
N0 BF in Loveland, Colorado.
Kilo Mike 4 Whiskey Sierra Juliet and Neptune Beach. Steve.
K9.
BK5 Papa Bravo Zulu.
N9MUF. KE0ZSG.
Okay, well, we got a bunch there. N0BF, long time no hear there, my friend, in Loveland. Was down in Greeley. KE0AYJ. The net's yours. Go right ahead.
Well, hello, Andy, and everybody on the net. This is N0BF. Good to hear there, Andy. I haven't talked to you for a spell. And did you say you're in Greeley right now? Anyway, good to hear you on tonight and run the net. It's raining over here in Loveland. Been raining quite a bit since supper time, around 5 o'clock. Anyway, really cool here in Loveland, Colorado. And my name is Steve, running a dongle, and it's been cool last few days here for August. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a nice evening. Enjoy the net, and I agree with you on that project. That Pine Board project's got to be a KW transmitter. Anyway, in the end. But I'm debating on whether I want to build that thing up. I've always wanted a little 10-watt transmitter to run into my amplifier. Anyway, it's a lot of fun to watch that. So anyway, back to you there, Andy. This is N0BF Steve in Loveland, Colorado.
Yeah, very good, Steve. No, I'm not back in Greeley. I'm still over here in central Indiana. I'll be here for a little while longer. I'm going down to Huntsville, and of course, I'm coming right back up here to follow the eclipse with the EMA down there in another area I work, being there with the emergency management people. And then I'll be down to northern Georgia again, looking at some possible property down there, and then back over to Hawaii. I'm just a traveling fool. That's about it. But yeah, I've got the Pine Board going and getting it about 90% complete, and then he ups and changes something. So now we're going to a Pi network instead of an L network. So I'll change that around a little bit and see where it goes from there. It was good talking to you, Steve. We'll talk to you next week, hopefully, and they'll have this net thing straightened out and find out what happened to Jeff and everybody else. And maybe they just planned this to stick me with it. I don't know what's going on. 73, Steve. We'll talk at you later. N0BFK0AYJ. And we'll move on to Kilo Mike 4, Whiskey Sam Juliet.
Hey, good evening. How's it going? Name here is Pierre. I'm in Neptune Beach, Florida, and just finished watching the show. It was great. I really enjoyed Randy's segment as usual, and the information on the solar eclipse. I'm planning to take the RV and go up in Charleston area, and all the campsites are full, but we'll probably try to find a Walmart with some space in it and just enjoy it. It's only about 2.5 hours away, so. But otherwise, no, a great day here. It was hot and humid, and look forward to next week's show.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, the hotels and motels along the path there are pretty much packed. I mean, packed. You can get within an hour and a half drive of there, and you'll be pretty good. And even less than that, maybe 30 or 40 minutes away, you find a lot of motels still have openings and camper spots. I just got rid of my camper, and I got a Class C motorhome, so I can drive anywhere. Plus, I got the EMA stickers on the doors and antennas sticking up. I look like a porcupine going down the road, but that's the way it is. So I can go just about anywhere within the state and take care of stuff. But I got to stick in the local area, and we're down on the southern tip, right in the flight path there, where we're going to be watching everything. They think it's going to be a bypass route, so we'll just see what happens. But yeah, Pine Board project and everything else going on this end, and 2 dogs to take care of. I got my hands full. And then this, all of a sudden, Amanda asking me to just pop in here and do this. She should be popping in here and taking over from me. That's what I think. But what do I know? That's it. K4 or KM4 WSJ KE0AYJ. We'll be clear on your final, and then we'll be moving on to OJ.
Hi, Roger. That's what we have as a Class C. I got a Sunseeker, and should be a good trip. But yeah, if Amanda's listening, I just want to thank her for asking my question on the air. It was very informative. Gordo answered it perfectly and cleared things up. Thank you very much if you're there, and talk to you all next week. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. 73 KM4 WSJ.
Okie dokie. K0 OJ. OJ, I don't know how you've been. I'm just going to say you've been pretty good. 14 Charlie's yours.
Well, first of all, I got a little question. Pierre, did you get my email about Pierre?
KM4WSJ. No, I didn't get an email. When did you send it?
Probably a couple of weeks ago, I think. I sent it to the QRZ address.
Yeah, that's a good address. I was away for a little while. I don't know what might have happened to it. Let me check the junk folder, but if you can you send it again?
I'll have to dig, but I'll see if I can find it.
All right, okay. In the meantime, I'll check the junk folder, and if it's in there, I'll pull it out and I'll send you a reply so you know you don't have to dig for it. But thanks for letting me know. I'll take a look at that tonight. AM4WSJ.
Okie dokie. I think it was AL7OC, I think. Oh, well, now I even forgot. But Andre. Andre. Oh, my. Anyway, he knows Pierre, and so he got me his call from that, from the club roster there. So anyway, oh my, I'll see what I can do here again. I think, yeah. Well, anyway, hi-ho, Andorino. Hey, that's great. They got you to run this darn thing. So, that's good. Well, we had a little rain shower come through tonight, and, all that good stuff. Bill is still in Kenton. He goes to the Sawbones tomorrow to see whether they're going to give him his new knee or whether he's going to have to wait a while longer and do more of whatever they're giving him to debug him. So anyway, there you go. You know, you got a big old motorhome now. You still got the pickup or towing anything behind it? What's going on? No, I have not gotten a pump yet. Dadgummit. So anyhow, I guess I'm just going to have to pop the seal and do some pouring instead. I wanted so much to do the pump bit to be a whole lot less messy. So other than that, that's the deal. Gary is keeping very, very busy over at UCCC and all that. So that's the ticket there. And everybody got their shirts. I wonder if you have one with a pocket in it that's got all kinds of bright yellow. Anyway, K0OJ. Oh, you couldn't wear them anyway because you can't tuck them in.
KC1HOX.
Okay, I noted KC1HOX is in there also. Sir, do you have emergency traffic or anything? If not, we'll continue on with the list.
No, I just been having problems with this repeater holding the reflector open. Go ahead.
Okay, perfectly understandable. We'll have to do that occasionally with some repeaters out there to keep the link going. Understandable. OJ, yeah, you gotta get the pump. It's the only way. It doesn't affect the flavor, but, you know, if you go get you, a little shot glass maybe or something like that, maybe 1.5 shot glasses in there and fill it up with 8 ounces of that soda water, you'll be just fine. Bill's going into the bone doctor tomorrow, I guess, and from what you're saying, see if they can do anything for his knee. You know, well, that's going to happen. I heard that Gary is quite busy over there and everything like that, so that's going to happen. But anyway, no, you gotta have the Hawaiian shirts left out. If you tuck them in, it's not a good sign. It's just bad luck, so ain't going to happen. Yellow pockets, no, we don't go with yellow pockets. It's all different prints and everything. That's the way it goes. Bob was wanting to know if he got left out of the loop. I said, no, something's on the way for you and Sarah, so we'll take care of that also. It's okay, K0OJ, unless you've got anything else. We'll wait for your return, or wait for your comeback, and then we'll sign with you and move on to K9, Papa Tango, it looks like maybe, or Papa Tango India. K0OJ from KE0AYJ.
I think it was K9 PTF Foxtrot. No, not a yellow pocket. A shirt with bright yellow, lots of bright yellow in it and stuff, but it's got to have a pocket. So, but anyway, that's okay. You can't tuck them in, so there you go.
I got the Green River instead, K0OJ.
Okay, OJ, take care and have a good night. We'll talk at you later. We'll move on to K9, Papa Tango, Foxtrot. This is KE0AYJ on the Ham Nation, D-Star After Show Net here on Reflector 14 Charlie. K9 PTF, go ahead, sir. Reflector 14 Charlie is yours.
This is K9 PTF, Paul in Chelsea, Alabama. Thank you for taking my check-in. Thank you for all you're doing for ham radio tonight. I know it can be hard being a NC. It can get kind of, I don't know, tense at times. Anyway, hope to see you at Huntsville, and I guess that's probably about it tonight. I'm not going to try to tie things up. I'm sure there's a lot of people. I think I saw Alan out there trying to check in too. About 2 more calls down, so you might check and see on that. Alan does net control sometimes too. So anyway, that's all I've got for the net tonight. Back to net control.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I see him on the list there. I was just wondering what happened to Jeff, because nobody's seen hide nor hair of him, and I was wondering, so Amanda asked me if I'd just jump in and take it. Cold bones, first net, and I said, okay, I'll go ahead and take a list here and see how much trouble I could get into and everything. Then I'll just email it in and let them post it into the wiki. Get it done that way. So, yeah, that's the way it works sometimes. We'll say 73 to you and have a good evening. And we'll move on to Victor Kilo 5, Papa Bravo Zulu.
Thanks very much there, Andy. Very good evening to you. Good evening to the stations that are checking in. My location is Tommy Bay. I'm on the west coast of our capital city of Adelaide. I haven't seen the show as yet, Andy, but I will probably about another 5 hours time in our evening here. Thanks for taking the net, and also Connie, Kilo Bravo 0, Zulu Sierra Golf. She's trying to check in also there. Thanks for taking me check in there, Andy. Have a good evening all. Put it back to Connect Control.
Okay, VK5 PPZ, KE0AYJ. Yeah, I do. I have him on the list down there. He's 1 more down. Yeah, my pleasure just jumping in here. I sort of got stuck with it. They just asked me to do it, and I said, okay, I'll give it a try and see what we can do. So we're plugging away. Glad you like the show. Every Wednesday night, we're here listening or participating or just shouting out loud on the chat room, and pass it back and forth. Getting a kick out of everybody with their Hawaiian shirts and word projects. So I'm carrying that on well. I think I can do that. But that's it. 73, have a good evening. We'll talk at you later down the line. N9 MUF KE0AYJ with the Ham Nation D-Star After Show Net here on Reflector 14 Charlie. Go ahead, sir. 14 Charlie is yours.
Good evening. This is Daniel N9MUF, Joliet, Illinois, and it was actually a pleasure tonight because I got to watch the Ham Nation show with my wife and son, and then get on D-Star with them afterwards. Both of their tech license right now, and D-Star is also good for my son because it shows him what can be done with the tech license. Since he managed to work about 15 scouts during the Jamboree a couple weeks ago. So, good evening to everyone, and thank you very much, and back to Net Control, and that MUF.
Yeah, Joy, I know exactly what you mean there. And neither one of my sons were particularly interested in ham radio or anything like that. They'd work different fields of work. One is an airline pilot, and the other one builds log homes, and that's where their interest lies. So that's about it. And the good thing about your son being a tech, when he upgrades, he gets to take over half your shack, and you get to buy new equipment. I didn't know if you knew that or not, but you got to inform the wife early on about that, about Christmas shopping and things like that. It always pays off to do that early. N9MUF, KE0AYJ. Got nothing else for them. We'll pass it back to you one more time for your closeout, and we'll move on. N9MUF, go right ahead, KE0AYJ.
There's a reason that a new HT, a new HF rig, and another antenna are all on the shopping list over the next 12 months. I'll very happily reward me and give him the cast-off gear, and can't argue with 3 hams up in the shack working at the same time. Thank you very much, and back to Net Control and N9MUF.
Okay, Joey, take care. Moving along, Kilo Bravo Zero, Zulu, Sugar Golf. This is KE0AYJ. The net's yours, sir.
KB0ZFG. Good evening, Andy, and everyone else on the net. Yeah, sorry, I tried to check in the. I know, I think you called me, but I was trying to get in the house. I just got off work, so I didn't get to watch the Ham Nation this evening because of work. But anyway, I'm glad I got to get in here and check in with y'all on the net. The name is Connie, and I'm located in Kingwood, Texas, just north of Houston. And so I'm glad I got to check in with y'all this evening. And if it's okay, I'd also like to mention the International D-Star Net, which is on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time on Reflector 1C. That's the net I do, and I would be glad to have y'all come over and say hi to us on there. I'll hand it back over to you, Andy. Thanks for doing the net and filling in for Jeff, and thanks for checking in. 73, back over to you, Andy.
Okay, Connie, very good. Yeah, I did have you up there at the top, and I did give a call, but I noticed that you were in and out, and didn't know if you were getting stable enough on there. You were the second one on the list at the top of the hour, or the top of the call list there. So, yeah, we got you in there, and then I got you good this time around, so it all works. 1 Charlie, I got that down. I do listen to them. We got a repeater up in Indianapolis that is permanently tied to 1 Charlie. So you can get in on that one all the time around this area and listen in on what goes on and whatnot. We'll say 73, have a good evening, and take care down there. Houston, warm. I've been to the aquarium there, very nice. Have a good evening. KE0AYJ. We'll move on to Kilo Charlie 1, Hotel Oscar X-Ray. That's your
KE0AYJ.
All right, didn't hear anything there. I think he just keyed up to maintain his connectivity there. This is KE0AYJ. My name is Andy. This is the Ham Nation After Show D-Star Net here on Reflector 14 Charlie. Anybody else wishing to check in at this time, go ahead and key up and give me a call.
Walker, Louisiana.
AB5PH.
Okay, looks like I got a W6UHA and an AB5PH. W6UHA. If I got that copied correctly, go right ahead, sir. 14 Charlie is yours.
Yeah, good evening, Andy and the net. This is Whiskey Alpha 6 Uniform Hotel Alpha Dave, and we're in San Francisco there. We're on a D74, and in the other room, almost across the house, it's tied to a DVAP, a 1.25 centimeter DVAP, and so we're using the Kenwood here this evening there. And also hello to Connie. Last time I actually had an eyeball with Connie at Dayton in 2008, and last time I talked to Connie on V-Star was, I think, in 2009. Good to hear her in there, and she's settling north of Houston there in Texas. I don't know if she's still monitoring, but she remembers me, Dave, and also Daryl, WA6YTD, and a few other people that were involved with V-Star back in the mid to upper 2000s, as it were. But anyway, on to Ham Nation, very good. And I was wondering when Bob was going to insert that variable loading capacitor, and create a Pine network from the L network on the Pine board project there, because in most cases you really need it. You're never getting an exact 50 ohm antenna, and having that loading capacitor is definitely important in most cases, even with the Pine board project. And also, in regards to the eclipse, I'd love to join Gordo up there, although he never invited me up there in Idaho. I was planning to drive up there for the eclipse, but unfortunately, because of health reasons, I just had recent surgery and everything, I'm not going to be able to do that. But we're going to have a pretty good view of a partial eclipse here in San Francisco. Now, San Francisco can get a little foggy, so we might have to drive away from the city to get a clear spot, but I do have the proper filter. As a matter of fact, the filter off of my scope that I use for solar viewing with my telescope. And I'm going to use that and look at it directly through the eclipse, right through the solar filter without the telescope. And of course, I know that is perfectly safe. So other than that, nothing else is going on, Andy. Hope everything's going well for you. And again, it was just a great Ham Nation for sure there. By the way, I watched it on my TV because I have one of these smart Ultra Blu-ray players that have internet connection, and YouTube app, so I was able to watch it on the big TV. So it's interesting to watch it that way instead of the computer. So back to you, Andy, from WA6UHA in San Francisco.
Okay, WA6UHA. Thank you for the correction on the call there. Yeah, San Francisco. Been there a few times. I used to work for United Airlines out of Denver before I went into in the interim between careers with the sheriff's department down there where I worked. We used to go, believe it or not, we used to go to San Francisco for lunch and then catch a red eye coming back on the weekends. It was something else, down to the wharf and everything, and have a ball there all the time. It was something else. Pine board project, I don't know. It goes on and on and on, and now they're mumbling something about a 6146 feeding a pair of 3500s. So we'll see where this ends up. It's going to get pricey, as they say in another world. Mostly the world of shopping. But very good on that. Yeah, it's something else. But we'll turn it back to you one last time there, WA6UHA, for your final, and then we'll move right along. This is KE0AAYJ.
KA8AYJ from WA6UHA. Yeah, it's probably a pricey item. We can imagine what each of those parts cost. It's too bad they can't come up with a consolidated kit of all the parts. And I thought there was talk about it a few Ham Nations back, about a kit of all the parts in one location where you can get everything. That would be a great possibility. That would ease the whole stress in putting of getting everything together, and then take a relaxing time putting it and assembling it all. That would be the key too. There's 3 or 4 places you have to check to get the parts, and that's the issue there. Anyway, back to you, Andy. Have a good evening from WA6UHA.
Yeah, I think that's what Bob was mentioning tonight from Antique Electronics there. There's a part number. You just tell them Ham Nation and you want this part or this kit, and they throw a bunch of parts. All the parts that they're going to supply comes in a big bag, and it's one part number. They put it all in a bag and send it to you. Unfortunately, they don't have access to AK4F crystals, and things that have to come from MFJ and everything. But those individual items that you can get from one supplier, they'll put it in a kit for you and send it all out if you just mention what it is, because they're getting a lot of calls on it. And that works pretty good. He might even have it posted on the Heil Sound website also, so you might want to check there, and that might help you. But take care on building and have lots of fun with it, and then send your pictures in to Bob. You never know. He gets it in there and mentions it, and then you get 50 points on the next contest or whatever comes along. It's an interesting project even without the points. So, okay, this is KE0AYJ. Moving on to Alpha Bravo 5, Tom Henry. You're in net, sir.
Well, good evening, Andy, and everybody else on the net. KE0AYJ from 85TH. First time to do this. I did watch the show tonight. Had a lot of fun. And I'm brand new to D-Star. Only been on it for about a week and a half. Running an ID51A handheld. into a DV4 mini dongle. Seems to be working pretty good. QTH is Walker, Louisiana, near Baton Rouge. And name here is Todd, Tango Oscar Delta Delta. Appreciate you letting me in here tonight, and I'll try to get in here a little bit earlier next week. But thank you, Andy, and I do plan on watching the eclipse. I have a hotel reserved in Jackson, Missouri, which is in the path of totality. I got that a year ago, and those rooms are hard to find even back then. But anyway, that's all I got for tonight. I don't have enough confidence to tackle that pine board project. Probably end up electrocuting myself or something. But anyway, back to you. KE0AYJ on the net, 85TH. Being back to you. Thank you, Andy. Back to Nick and Cole.
85THKE0AYJ. Yeah, I know what you mean with trying to tackle something like that. But you know what? It's really, really easy. I had a lot of experience in the military, but like you get out of the military over 40 years ago, and it just leaves you a little bit, but it comes back awful quick. And the thing is, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You get to build it, you get to see it work, you get to play with it, you get to add to it and change things around, and it's just going to be one of those ongoing things that Bob's going to do, I believe. And everybody looks at Pine Project and says, when this gets done, I wonder what we're going to do next. Well, he's probably got something up his sleeve. You can just about bet on it, where he's going to build something else and get it going. So AB5TH, thanks for checking in. Join us next week, same time on Twit TV. And we'll sign with you and be here. This is KE0AYJ. Any other people wishing to check into the D-Star Ham Nation after show net here on Reflector 14 Charlie, go ahead and key up. Give me a call.
More comment, Andy, WA6UHA.
And WA6UHA, KE0AYJ, go ahead.
One thing I forgot, and of course that was never brought up yet, and may eventually be brought up by Bob. What about a receiver? What are you going to do about the receiver? When you use a transmitter, sure you can use the receiver in your transceiver, but then you're going to have to put some type of relay, the switch between the pine board transmitter and the connector on your transceiver. And then the issue is when you do that, you're going to have to figure out some way to mute the receiver in your transceiver when you're transmitting on your pine board. So hopefully that'll be an issue that'll be brought up, or maybe even a matching pine board receiver. Just something this sort of came up on my mind. With Bob, that he's got all sorts of different receivers, tube receivers, and things of that nature that he can incorporate with the pine board. But then with us, maybe we don't have that option. We got, solid state transceivers that we got to deal with. We have to use those to receive. Just a quick comment. Back to you, Andy, WA6UHA.
Well, I'm not going to get blamed for letting the cat out of the bag on this one, that's for sure. And I'll leave it at that. So all I can say is keep watching Ham Nation, and you never know what surprises are going to come up out of Bob. And I'll leave it at that. WA6UHA, KE0AYJ.
He's a great guy. I had lunch with him when he was in Petaluma. 73 Andy, WA6UHA.
Okay, sort of a short list tonight. I think that'll do it for the Ham Nation after show net here on Reflector 14 Charlie. I'll go ahead and get this submitted and make one last call before we close it out and put them in the wiki and see what develops there. This is KE0AYJ. One last call for the D-Star Ham Nation after show net before we shut it down. If so, key up and give me a call.
HB9FUI.
HB9FUI, KE0AYJ. Pascal, how are you, sir?
Hello, this is Pascal from Switzerland in Geneva, between Lausanne and Geneva in Glo. And it's 5 o'clock here. I've watched my Ham Nation episode. It was very nice. I like the explanation about the eclipse, solar eclipse from Golden Quest. I'm sorry we couldn't have this in Europe. I would have been, we don't have, but it was very nice explanation. We're going to try, I'm going to try for the Sporadic E listen. We're going to try some bands, HF bands of the 28th gigahertz this weekend, see if we can do some contact. So it's Pascal, thank you for the Nation show. It's a live TV. You have some troubles in it. It's very funny. And they're going to manage this podcast. Very nice. AW5, GDX, and the Don Wilbanks and the others are going to manage very nice this show. I really enjoyed to see it live. Thank you very much. This is Pascal. It's good night, everyone.
Oh, very good, Pascal. Yeah, join us anytime in there. There's a lot of interesting things going on. HF this weekend's going to be hopping. Different things going on. We got the CW contest going on, and then we got another sideband contest going on, and then when we got the solar eclipse party going on. I mean, it's just going to go on and on and on for the next week or two, and then Huntsville's coming up, and then we're going to start the whole routine all over again and start back down in Orlando and up at Xenia for the Hamvention, and we're going to do it all again next year, except for the eclipse, of course. It's a pleasure talking to you, and I did see you in the chat room earlier this evening. We'll just say welcome, and please join us next week right here on 14 Charlie and on Twit TV for the next show there on Wednesday. We'll say 73 to you, and have a good evening over there in Switzerland. This is Kilo Echo Zero Alpha Yankee Juliet. With that, we'll go ahead and close out the D-Star 14 Charlie net for Ham Nation. I'll get everything submitted to the wiki there so they can post it in there that you did call in, you did check in, and make mention of the fact that you did so. We'll have 73 to everybody and have everybody have a good night. And we got a little bit of rainstorm going on here now. Kilo Echo Zero Alpha Yankee Juliet.